Is it just me, or is that roundness I see in the hole? Definitely looks like roundness. Hi all, welcome back to Curiosity Detecting. Today it's just me by myself. Well, you could also count the million black flies that are swarming around me, but I'm the only detectorist. Today I'm at a new permission with this structure on it that was built in 1915. There's a second structure next to it that is also from the same era, and a third structure not too far away that is much, much older and probably 40 to 50 years earlier. So I don't really know what I'm going to find, but there was a good concentration of people here back then, and it's only one way to find out, is swing a coil. So with all that said, I'll catch you on the first hole. First target, first hole, looks like we've got a coin. What have we got? Looks like a 1990 or later penny. But first target, first coin, never a bad sign. Pretty good impression as well. Alright, let's see if we can find something a little older. So perhaps one of the more frequent finds for metal detectorists who are on old properties is this, a square nail. So you can try and date these square nails. A lot of the time the ones with the rectangular flat head like this are actually machine cut square nails, which probably puts them late 1800s or maybe first decade of the 1900s. But it's always a good sign when you're on a property when you start finding these, because it means it was inhabited and there were people around in the 19th century. All right, on to the next. So I'm just along the side of the building. That's a garden right there. And I got a fairly deep 19 signal. And is it just me, or is that roundness I see in the hole? Definitely looks like roundness. It might be a large cent. Oh, it's not a large cent. It's got too big a rim on it. What are you? It is a large cent. What year are you? 1911? Yes, 1911, which would make it George VI. All right, I'm going to clean this up a bit and we'll do a close-up. So an absolutely beautiful King George V large cent. This nice sandy soil has preserved it amazingly. And it looks like it's a 1911. Pretty good detail on it. So this would be the first full year of George V's reign. George V, of course, was Queen Elizabeth II's grandfather, and from all reports in diaries and accounts of the time, he doted on Princess Elizabeth quite heavily, and she was extremely fond of him. In fact, her nickname for George V was Grandpa England, fitting because he was the King of England, or Great Britain. So absolutely thrilled with this find. Probably about 4 inches down, beautiful 1911 Canadian large cent. And the rim seems to be a lot thicker on this than other large cents I've found. I don't know if it's a deeper strike or what, but absolutely beautiful coin. Always a good sign. All right, let's see what else we can find. So I've got another clean 1920 signal, approximately 2 feet from where I found the first large cent. So let's see what we've got. It's right in the top of the plug, I think. And of course, when you live dig something, invariably it ends up being nothing. So there you go. A little bit shallower, but the same signal as that large cent, and it's a modern piece of aluminum flashing. So you gotta dig them all. Once again, I'm up next to this garden here, which is yet to really sprout, and I pulled out what is a fantastic relic. I love a good relic. Deep in the hole, it was a kind of a jumpy, everywhere from 20 to 32, and to me, It looks like, yes it is. It's a horse reins guide. So this is something that would mount on a carriage. You'd see how it says a mounting bolt. It's probably 19 teens, maybe a little bit earlier. And the horse reins would go through here and align them so they could reach the horse at the proper angle. Absolutely fantastic relic, and about 8 inches down, but it's solid brass, so it left a good signal. And it looks like it has an iron nut on it, so that explains the jumpiness of the signal. Fantastic relic, and only the second brass reins guide that I've ever found. I found iron ones before, but only the second brass one. Awesome. All right, this property is giving up some interesting things. On to the next. Well, once again, I had a really jumpy signal amongst a bunch of iron, and I think I might have pulled the diamond from the rough yet again. Let's check out the hole. You can see in the side wall here, I see roundness. Now, I don't think it's a modern loonie. It's pretty deep. This sandy soil, I've got high hopes. Let's see what we got. Another large cent. This time it's 1918. Beautiful soil here for coins. I'm so excited about the coins that I find here because sandy soil usually equals good things for coins. All right, I'm going to give this a quick cleanup and then we'll take a look at a close-up. Yes, gotta love fresh coins and sandy soil. All right, see you soon. Well, another beautiful coin out of this sandy soil. This time it's again a King George V large cent, and this time the obverse of the coin, has a little bit of corrosion on it, but every word is still readable. Georgius V Dei Gratia Rex, which means by the grace of God King, et Indiae Imperator, which means an emperor of India. But take a look at the reverse of this coin. It looks like it was minted yesterday. Every detail crisp. You can see every maple leaf, every little dot. Absolutely fantastic. This would have been a very eventful and trying time for what would be George V's empire. The end of the Great War on the 11th of November 1918, and all kinds of upset in Europe that would last for years to come and see Britain's empire continue to shrink. But you wonder what the person who dropped this was thinking when they dropped it, if it was indeed in 1918 or thereabouts. Canada was at war with Germany, and no doubt there were people from this small village who went to fight in the Great War, which was supposed to be the war to end all wars. Unfortunately, just over 20 years later, there was another world conflict. But a beautiful 1918 large cent, and I just got to dance between the pieces of roof flashing, and we'll see what else we can find. Excellent. Well, the next item I have had the same signal as a large cent, but it's something that's interesting. It's a piece of lead, solid lead, but it looks like an ingot of some sort that is meant to be melted to be cast into other things. It has a very regular shape, and so lead, you can often think of lead as the plastic of its day. It was easy to work with. It could be mined in a lot of places, but little did they know of its toxicity back then. So this could have been used for casting any number of things, including ammunition for hunting or ammunition for a musket. So it's a great relic and very interesting find. I'll take it. Old lead is a good sign. Well, another clean 19 to 22 signal, not too far from where I found the large cent previously, and it looks like I've got roundness in the hole yet again. That looks mighty round. Could be another large cent. Let's check it out. It is another large cent. When are you from? Oh, this one's earlier. It's 1888, which will make it Queen Victoria. Absolutely beautiful. All right, I'm going to do a quick cleanup on it before this mud dries up, and I'll see you very soon on the close-up. So the sandy soil strikes again, an absolutely beautiful 1886 it is. Queen Victoria large cent. This time both the reverse and the obverse of the coin are absolutely beautiful. So Queen Victoria, as I've said previously, kept this young head on her on the coins a little bit longer than she actually stayed looking that age. But this is an absolutely beautiful example of this coin. I'm not going to do a thing to it. I love the contrast that the dirt provides on it, and they're actually made of bronze, which is why they clean up so well. So Queen Victoria actually is another example of a monarch who wasn't actually in the direct line of succession. Her father, whose name was Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, actually died before his father, and his father was George III, who reigned from 1760 to 1820. And upon his death in 1820, his son succeeded him, his other son succeeded him as George IV, who only reigned for 10 years, and then his brother, William IV. And William IV died just after Alexandrina, or who would become Queen Victoria's 18th birthday. And when he died, she became queen. Interestingly enough, Queen Victoria's father, I believe, Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, is the person for whom the province of Prince Edward Island is named. All right, an absolutely beautiful example of a coin, and once again I've been dancing between the bits of aluminum roof flashing which sound strikingly like large cents, but we'll keep going. Absolutely thrilled with that. Well, I headed around the back of the property and I found this pretty crisp 1943 George VI penny. So we're kind of getting a whole bunch of different generations of coins on one property, which is something you see quite often. But George VI is most commonly known nowadays, I guess, to the younger generations as the subject of the movie The King's Speech, although his degree of his speech impediment, his stutter, was somewhat exaggerated in that, I think. And of course, he was never destined to be king. It was only when his older brother, King Edward VIII, abdicated and started a constitutional crisis that he took the throne in 1936. In fact, in 1936, it was a year of 3 kings. George V died, Edward VIII took the throne, and even before he could have his coronation, he abdicated, and George VI took the throne. And you'll notice that George VI faces to the left on this coin. His predecessor, Edward VIII, would have faced to the right, and his predecessor, George V, also faces to the left. So the monarchs alternate facing left and right. And to keep up that tradition, even though Edward VIII never had coins released for circulation, they had George V left, Edward VIII right, George VI left. Interesting. So that brings a relatively short but eventful hunt to an end on this new permission of mine. It's never a bad day when you end up with 3 large cents, a 1911, a 1918, and an 1886. I also found that really nice solid brass Reins guide and a couple of other early small cents and that neat lead ingot. So it was a great outing, and I think there's definitely more to be found here. So hopefully I can return with Kevin or perhaps Phil too in future. If you like this video, you can hit the like and subscribe buttons, and you can hit the bell to be notified of future videos. And before I get carried away by these black flies entirely, I'll see you on the next video. Until then, be kind and stay curious.